Hello and welcome to The Pulse. I'm Ron Roberson. My very special guest today is David Armendariz. He is the Regional Director for Special Olympics. David, welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me here.
Special Olympics holds a very, very special place in my heart. For many years now, we've worked with some of the people that are involved. If you will, tell us how you got involved, a little bit about your background, and just basically tell us about yourself.
Well, Special Olympics actually came into my life through my mother. She was a special ed teacher, and she started a Special Olympics program in her classroom. So that was my first exposure many years ago. And I always admired my mom for her work and her commitment to the kids. And then when this job became open, I was so excited. I didn't actually think I was going to get the job, but lo and behold, they hired me. And I tell you, they call it a job, but it is just a joy and an honor to work for this organization because it's just so impactful. It's the athletes, it's the volunteers. There are just so many impressive people involved in this organization. So I really enjoy what I do.
Yeah. When you watch Special Olympics and some of the people involved and what they're doing and the life-changing experiences, it's really got to make you feel good, and it just takes you to another place.
Well, it's amazing what the power of sports can do for our athletes. We are really changing lives through our sports training competition program, and we see transformation. Sometimes it's really slow. Sometimes it takes a whole season just for an athlete to get, the bat on the ball, and for others, over time, you really see some tremendous changes in their lives. And so that's our whole goal, is to help our athletes to become more sufficient to the degree possible through the power of sport.
I know there are a lot of success stories that you probably want to talk about and get into. There's several stories there. Before we do that, tell us about Special Olympics, exactly what it is, perhaps a mission statement or exactly what you do.
It was started back in 1969 by Eunice Kennedy Shriver. She had a special needs sister. It was really out of that experience, and as you know, the Kennedy family were huge proponents of sport, and so she started this organization, and there were games held at Soldier Field in Chicago. 1,000 people attended, and she proclaimed that one day there would be over 1 million athletes involved in Special Olympics, and now it's over 3 million athletes are involved in the organization around the world. I believe 175 countries offer Special Olympics, and right here in Orange County, we have 1,600 men, women, and children who participate and benefit from Special Olympics Orange County.
Wow, amazing. That's just absolutely amazing. Who do you serve, and how do they benefit?
We serve what are called individuals with intellectual disabilities, and there's a large range of conditions by which someone might come into our organization. I'll give you one quick little story about an athlete by the name of Brianna. She was diagnosed with viral encephalitis, and so she had brain seizures from a very early age, right after birth. Some of these seizures were 45 minutes long. Wow. Then she had a couple that were 2.5 hours long. The doctors didn't think she was going to survive. They thought she was going to be brain dead, but she lived. Wow. And now she's a Special Olympic athlete, even though she is tremendously sight impaired, and she plays golf. She has an amazing swing. She's just this joyful young lady, and she's just one of the 1,600 athletes who participate in Special Olympics. Most of the conditions associated with our organization are people with Down syndrome or autism, but there are some people with cerebral palsy, so there's a wide variety of conditions that bring people to our organization.
I know that you're also involved in schools as well as the community. Tell us a little bit about how that works.
We have over 70 different sites in the community where we offer Special Olympics. 35 of them are in the school system. We have what's called our school partnership program, and we have school games. And it really hit me when I first came on the job, the impact of this organization. I went to the athletics competition, and there was this young man, came in 7th out of 8 places. And in most places in the world, you're a second to the last place loser, but not at Special Olympics. He got on the award stand, he got a 7th place ribbon, and you should have seen the emotion on his face, because we believe it's so important that all athletes be appreciated and honored for their accomplishments. That's how we help to build the self-esteem. So when he got his ribbon and his parents are applauding and his coaches there cheering him on, you can tell it was really important to him.
Yeah. I heard you mention another venue, but most of the time when you talk about Special Olympics, a lot of people consider it to be mostly like track and field. But you all do several different other types of things as well.
We have 12 Olympic-type sports that we offer during the year. We have a spring season, and 6 of them are offered. Then we have a fall season, and 6 different sports are offered. And often people ask, when are the Special Olympics? It's really all year round because it is sports training and competition. Our athletes train from February through June. We take a little break in July, and then August all the way to the beginning of December is the fall season. So it's a year-round program for these athletes.
I know it's not that important, but how competitive are the games?
Actually, they are extremely competitive. I can't begin to tell you how often parents tell me, I wasn't sure if Special Olympics was right for my son or daughter. Maybe they're a little shy and timid. They get involved in the program. They learn what sports are about. And then all of a sudden, this competitive side comes out of them. If you go to a floor hockey competition, basketball, it is intense. They want to win. Our athletes know the difference between first, second, and third. And just like everyone else, they want bling. They want that gold medal. I mean, everyone gets an award. Everyone gets a ribbon or a medal. But they learn over time, and they're very proud of their medals.
Yeah. David, if there was an organization that I wanted to lend my time to, or even my money, it would be Special Olympics, because you can see exactly where your funding and everything is going. Tell us how others can get involved through volunteerism, through donations.
Certainly. And one thing I'll tell you about, too, about the organization, the way that we know that our program is effective and impactful is that our athletes are 5 times more likely to have a job than their peers who are not involved in Special Olympics. That's the impact it has. And donations really help us to make that possible. We have a couple of signature fundraising events. One's called Special Olympics on Parade. It is a joyful celebration of our athletes. Usually 450 people attend that. And of course, volunteers are central to our movement. We have over 400 volunteer coaches and assistant coaches. And on a yearly basis, we'll have probably around 3,000 day event volunteers helping us with our 11 different competitions that are offered.
Right. And your basic funding comes from these special events?
We are completely privately funded, so we depend on the generosity of the community to make Special Olympics happen. We have sponsor and athlete programs. In fact, we have a very fun signature golf event called Columbus Day Drive. It's held annually on Columbus Day. It's a great way to be involved, to help us financially and to support a really worthy cause. And then we have other smaller events that we do during the year.
Yeah. For those that would like to get a hold of you and learn more, maybe through donations, volunteerism, or what have you, how can we get a hold of you?
Well, we have a website. We can also be contacted by phone. So either way is fine by us.
Yeah. And we're going to put that information up on screen so everybody can see it, and hopefully they can go out and be a part of this great organization. As we come to a close, as I talked to you in the pre-guest interview, I just noticed a twinkle in your eye, a little joy in your voice as it related to you talking about Special Olympics. This is more than just a job for you. This seems to be something very special and near and dear to your heart. What's the personal motivation?
I have a nephew who's autistic, and we've seen what he's gone through. He's a tremendous young man, and we are so proud of him. I have a cousin who also has Down syndrome, and then, as I mentioned, my mom has been involved with special needs individuals all her life. So to be involved in this job has just been a joy. It's an inspiration. The athletes inspire me. The parents and the families inspire me. Like I said, they call it a job, but it's hardly that. It's really a privilege to be a part of this organization and to work with such amazing people to make Special Olympics happen for this community of folks.
Great. Well, sir, I tip my hat to you. Job well done. And thank you so much for being with us. And
thank you for having me.
You have a free spot here. Come anytime. We'll be glad to have you.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on The Pulse. I'm Ron Roberson, and we will see you next time.